Hi, this is Priyankesh. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to the mock test solution session. In this video, I'm going to cover the mock test solution which is being provided by IGIDR. If you have attempted the mock test, it's good. If you have not attempted, please attempt it as it's available freely to you and then move further in this video. So let's get started. So let's quickly have a look what was available in the mock test. So you can see that in the test there were three sections, section 1, 2 and section 3A, 3B. Out of this 3A and 3B you can attempt any one. So but in this video I'm going to cover this advanced mathematics only. I'll not cover the economics section. Okay. So there were 5 questions from the test of comprehension in English and 6 questions from basic maths and 6 questions from advanced math. Total composite time was 20 minutes available for this mock test. Okay, so let's quickly have a look of section 1. Let's look at this window. So here on the top you have IGIDR MSc mock, then it is group 1. When you click on this, so you will get all the stats, how many questions have you attempted, have you not attempted, and marked for review and all. Everything will be available when you click on this. Okay. Now, first section is comprehension, next is basic maths, this one is economics, and this one is advancement. You can move any section at any time. You can here see this is the time, and this one is very important, that is calculator. Okay, so here you can also see the view instructions, and there has to be one more tab, it is not available. You can also view paper in one go. Okay, so here in this window you can see that the question, and here also it is question. Okay, now in this panel you can see that answered, not visited, marked for review, answered and marked for review. And so remember this thing, if you have answered and marked for review, so it will be evaluated and considered for evaluation. Okay, in this palette you can see the number of questions available. Okay, so this option is for mark for review and next, and this is for clear response, and then you will say this is save and next, and at the end you have submit button. Okay, so now let's look at the first question of section 1. So it is from comprehension. Okay, so there were 3 questions from comprehension. Let's look at the question first. It says which of the following would be the most appropriate title of the passage. First one is features of the earth's surface, marine topography, the causes of earthquake, prime geologic consideration, how to prevent erosion. Okay, so this is talking about basically earth, and it is marine and somewhere about earthquakes also. Okay, now let's look at the second question. So second question says according to the passage, the peripheral furrows or the deeps are found only in the Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean. So near earthquake, near the shore, in the center of the ocean, be to be the 14,000 feet in the depth of in the Pacific. Okay, so this is basically talking about peripheral furrows or the deep. Okay, now let's look at the third question. So third question says from this passage it can be inferred that earthquake. So basically it is talking about earthquake. Now let's read the passage. Okay, so passage is of the 197 million square miles making up the surface of the globe, 70% is covered by the interconnecting bodies of the marine water. The Pacific Ocean alone covers the half of the earth, and the averages nearly 14,000 feet in the depth. The continents Eurasia, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, Antarctica are the portions of the continental masses rising above the sea level. The submerged borders of the continental masses are the continental shelves, beyond which in the deep sea basins, the deep ocean attains their greatest depth not in the central part but in the certain elongated furrows or the long narrow troughs called deeps. The profound troughs have peripheral arrangement, notably around the borders of the Pacific and Indian Ocean. The position of the deep near the continental masses suggests that the deep, like the highest mountain, are the of recent origin, is strengthened by the fact the deeps are frequently sites of world-shaking earthquakes. For example, the tidal wave that in April 1946 caused widespread destruction along the Pacific coast, resulted from the strong earthquake on the floor of Altoona Deep. Okay, so first question is it talking about the appropriate title of the passage. So initially the passage has talked about the Earth, different partners of Earth in different continent, and in later part it talks about the marine life. Okay, so the features of Earth's surface, marine topography, causes of earthquake, it is talking about only in the end, so this cannot be the answer. Primary geologic consideration, no. How to prevent erosion, no, it is not talking. These two options can be can comes in your mind. Okay, but here marine topography, it is also a part of Earth's surface. Okay, so we'll not consider this as a title. I think this should be the most appropriate title, that is the features of Earth's surface. Now let's move to the next question. Next question is, according to the passage, peripheral flows or the deeps are found in. So if you read the passage here, the oceans attain their greatest depth not there in the central part, but in the elongated flows or the long narrow troghs called deeps. The profound troghs have a peripheral arrangement, notably around the borders of the Pacific and Indian Ocean. So border of ocean is called shore. Okay, so here only in the Pacific and Indian Ocean? No. Near earthquakes? No. Near the shore. So this will be the right option. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. So here in this, it says from this passage it can be inferred that earthquake occurs only in peripheral flows, occurs more frequently in newly formed land or the sea formation, are the prime cause of soil erosion, will ultimately make mountain level by caused by weight of water. Okay, so let's look at the passage. So here the portion of deep flows near the continental masses suggests that deeps like the highest mountain are of recent origin. This line is very important. Are of recent origin. It is talking about deeps which are of recent origin, since otherwise they would have been filled with with waste from the lands. This suggestion is strengthened by the fact that the deep are frequently the sites of world-shaking earthquake. So that means the newly formed deeps are the cause of earthquakes. Okay, so here our option will be occurs more frequently in the newly formed land or the sea formation. This will be our option. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. So here it is a question from fill in the blanks. Okay, so question is, though he claimed the business was blank, his irritably blank the claim. So let's look at the option blank one options. So first one is sound, which means going good. Expanding means increasing. Downsizing, decreasing. Static means stagnant. Booming means growing. And look at the second blank options. So belied means failed to justified. Second is supported, that means justifies. Vindicated also justifies. Contradict means opposing. Affirm means also supporting. So here the first option and second option has to be contradictory in nature, because here it is saying though he claimed the business was, suppose it is going good, and if I say his irritably failed to justify the claim, so this is the most appropriated option in this case. Okay, so option A is the right answer. Now let's move to the next question. In this question, it says that select the pair that best expresses the relationship similar to one in the original pair. So basically, this is a question from analogy. So you know that who is moderator? So moderator is a person who moderate the debate. Okay, so basically you can say he is who is giving the direction to the debate. Okay, so here look at the first words. So first words are legislator. The legislator, it is basically a person who makes law or a member of some legislative body. So here it has no connection with the election, because he is not into the election, because moderator is always present into the debate. Okay. Now talking about chef. So chef is basically a professional cook. So he is present in banquet, but he is not leading the banquet. Okay. But next is auditor. Auditor is person who conduct audits. It has no connection with the lecture, so this is also not going. Next is conspirator, person who takes part in conspiracy. So conspirator is a person who can also design the plot, he is taking part in the conspiracy. But this is also not sounding very appropriate with the given analogy. But the next one is the empire, an official who watches a game or a match closely to enforce the rule and arbitrate on the matters arising from the play. So this is going with the given analogy, because moderator who is leading the debate and umpire who is leading the game as per the rules. Okay, so this will be the appropriate answer, that is umpire and game. Okay, so now let's move to the section 2. So when you move to the section 2, so this kind of a window appear. So here you can see that I have told you, when you click on this group option, okay, so you'll see this kind of window. You can see that answered, not visited, marked for review, and answered for mark. This window will give you a overall view of your test. Okay, and rest of the things will be same as mentioned in section 1. And this thing is important, as I'm mentioning that calculator is available. It is a very normal calculator in which you can find out addition, subtraction, multiplication, division along with your square root. Okay, so this is a very good advantage to you for solving stats related or some numerical questions. Okay, so now let's look at the first question. So first question is saying that for each set, this subset A is a subset of 2 to the power A. So first we need to understand for any given set A. Okay, so let's take it has number of elements A. Okay, so number of possible subsets for this set will be 2 to the power A, out of which this A will also be one subset. So this one subset is a part of this 2 to the power A subset, or we can say that this is a subset of this 2 to the power A. So option A is the right option. Okay, now let's move to the next question. So here we have to find this integral. So by Euler rule, you know this thing, this x into e to the power x algebraic function will become first, and this will become exponential. Now apply the integration by parts. So this will be x into integration of e to the power x is e to the power x minus this will be d dx of first, the differentiation of x is 1, and integration of e to the power x is e to the power x dx plus c. So this will become x into e to the power x minus e to the power x plus c. So when you take e to the power x as common, so this will become x minus 1 plus c. So if we go by choices, so this is e to the power x, x minus 1. So this will be our option. Now let's move to the next question. So here we have to find the limit. So if you put the limit x equals to 0, so you can see that this limit x tending to 0, e to the power minus x minus 1 upon x. This is of 0 by 0 form, which is indeterminate. So applying L'Hopital rule, you will differentiate the numerator part, so it will come out to e to the power x, and denominator we will get 1. So limit x tending to 0, this value will come out to be e to the power 0, which is 1. So option 2 is the right option. Now let's move to the next question. So here it says given fx 2x cube minus 3x square minus 36x minus 10, the function attains. Basically we have to check maxima or minima. So to check maxima or minima, we have to first find the first derivative. So f dash x will come out to be 6x square minus 6x minus 36, and now equate it equals to 0. So when you equate it equals to 0, we can take 6 as common and put it to the right side. So this will come out to be x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. So when you solve it further, so this will be x minus 3, and this will be x plus 2 equals to 0. So from here you will get plus 3 and minus 2. So now find out the second derivative. So second derivative will come out to be 12x minus 6. Now check this double derivative at 3. So this will be 12 into 3 minus 6, that is 30, which is greater than 0. So this will be minima. And now check f double dash at minus 2. So this will be minus 12 into 2 minus 6. So this is minus 30, which is less than 0. So this will be maxima. Okay. So let's look at the option. So function is having maximum at -2. So -2 it is showing minimum, so this is not correct. And then it is saying that minimum at 3. So it has to be minimum at 3, but it is saying maximum, so this is also not correct. So option 5, that is other than the given option. Okay, now let's move to the next question. It says for what value of k the system of equation it does not have any solution. So at system it does not have any solution. So when you write the given system of equation in this form, so this matrix, that is the coefficient matrix, determinant has to be 0 in order to get no solution. So let's write this determinant. So this will be 1 1 0. This will be k 2 3 2 1 k. Now equate equals to 0. If I expand it with respect to row 1, so this will be 1, this will be 2k minus 3 minus 1, and this will come out to be k square minus 2 3 is 6 equals to 0, because third element is 0, so this will be 0 ultimately. Now when you solve it further, this is 2k minus 3 minus k square plus 6 equals to 0. Now take minus common, so this will become k square minus 2k, and this will become minus 3 plus k will be plus 3, and we have taken minus common, so this will be minus 3 equals to 0. So when you solve it further, it will come out to be k minus 3, and this will be k plus 1 equals to 0. So from here we will get k equals to 3 and minus 1. So option 3 is the right option. Now let's move to the next question. So it says the mean wage and standard deviation of 150 men is rupees 60 and rupees 4 per week respectively, and that of another 200 men it is rupees 90 and 3 rupees per week. The standard deviation of the force of 350 men considered as one group will be. So let's put it into the tabular form. So here we have mean wage, okay, and here is standard deviation. This is let's say n1, which is 150 men, okay, and let's say this is n2, which is 200 men. Okay, so here mean wage in this case was 60 and standard deviation was rupees 4, and here in this case mean wage was rupees 90, and here this will be 3. So to find out the standard deviation of the combined group, okay, so this will be, for that we have to first find the combined mean. So combined mean in this case will be let's say this is x1 bar and this is x2 bar, okay, and this is, let's say, sigma 1 and this is sigma 2. X bar will come out to be n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar whole divided by, this will be n1 plus n2. So when you put the value, so this will be 150 into 60 plus 90 into 200 whole divided by, this will be n1 plus n2 is 350. So when you solve it further, so this will be 27,000 divided by 350. So finally this will come out to be 77.14. Okay, so for easy calculation we take this as 77. Now let's find out the combined standard deviation. So for that we have to first find the deviation. So in this case deviation 1 will be x1 bar minus capital X bar. So x1 bar was 60 minus 77, so this will comes out to be minus 70. Now let's find the second deviation. So this will be x2 bar minus capital X bar, so this will be 90 minus 77, so this will be 13. Now formula for combined standard deviation, let's say sigma 1 2, so this is under root, this value is n1 sigma 1 square plus n2 sigma 2 square plus n1 d1 square plus n2 d2 square whole divided by, this is n1 plus n2. Okay, so when you solve it by putting all the values, n1 is 150 and sigma 1 is 4, so square will be 16, and n2 is 200 and then sigma 2 is 3, so square will be 9, n1 is 150 and d1 square will be minus 17 whole square plus this will be 200 into d2 whole square is 13 whole square divided by this will be 350. So when you solve this, so this will comes out to be under root 232.428. Further solving will give you 15.24. okay, so now let's look at the options. So by choice you can see that this is the closest value, that is 15.5. so this will be our option. Now let's move to the next question. So from here advanced mathematics has begun. Okay, in this question it says a ray of light coming from point 1 comma 2 is reflected at a point A on the x-axis, then passes through the point 5 comma 3. The coordinate of point A are, okay, so let's draw the diagram. Okay, so this is x-axis, this is y-axis. okay, now let's say this is point 1 comma 2. okay, so a ray is coming, this is incidence ray, and this is the point of contact A. Now from here this is reflecting. okay, so this will be a perpendicular at this point A. You know that incidence angle and reflected angle both are equal, so let's say this is theta and this is theta, and this is point L and this is point, let's say B, and this is passing through this point 5 comma 3. so this is given, and this point is on x-axis, so let's take this is A comma 0. Ultimately we have to find this small a. okay, so here look at this, if this angle is theta and this angle is theta, so if I take this angle as phi, so this angle is also phi. So in order to find the value of A, if I find the angle phi in this triangle, let's say this is A, C and D, and let's say this is A, B and E. So in triangle ABE, tan phi equals to, this will be perpendicular upon base, so here perpendicular value, this value will be 1, and base will be, as from here to here this distance is A and this distance is 1, so this will be A minus 1. okay, so tan phi will come out to be, this will be 2 upon A minus 1. In triangle, if I take ACD, so we will get tan phi equals to, here perpendicular is 3 and base is, you can see that this whole distance is A, and the whole distance from here to here point till point D is 5, so this distance will be 5 minus A, so this will come out to be 3 upon 5 minus A. So now equate these two, so from here if you cross multiply, so this will be 5 to the 10 minus 2A equals to 3A minus 3, so this will comes out to be 10 plus 3 is 13, and here we will get 5A, so this implies that A is coming out to be 13 by 5, so option A is the right option. Point will be 13 by 5 comma 0. Now let's move to the next question. It says x equals to sine 2 pi by 7 plus sine 4 pi by 7 plus sine 8 pi by 7, and similarly y has same values but it has in cos. Now we have to find the value of x square plus y square. So to solve this question, we'll use the process of complex number. Okay, so let's take alpha equals to cos 2 pi by 7 plus I sine 2 pi by 7. okay, so alpha to the power 7, so you using De Moivre theorem, we will get 2 pi plus I sine 2 pi, so this value will be 1 plus I into 0, so ultimately this is 1, so alpha to the power 7 minus 1 is 0, or this is equals to alpha minus 1. In another bracket we will get alpha to the power 6 plus alpha to the power 5 to the power 4 plus alpha cube plus pi square plus alpha plus 1 equals to 0. In order to find the value, let's take alpha plus alpha square plus alpha power 4 whole square. So we will get here alpha square plus alpha power 4 plus alpha power 8 plus 2 times this will be alpha into alpha square, so this will be alpha cube plus alpha square into alpha power 4 alpha power 6 plus alpha power 4 into alpha, so this will be alpha power 5. I am going to do some arrangement. So here alpha square and alpha power 4 remain same, but alpha power 8 will comes out to be alpha because this will give the value cos 16 pi by 7 plus I sine 16 pi by 7, so which will be ultimately 2 pi plus 2 pi by 7, so this will be ultimately comes out to be alpha. So alpha plus alpha square plus alpha power 4. Now here I am going to add alpha plus alpha square plus alpha power 3 plus alpha power 4 plus alpha power 5 plus alpha power 6. Now these three terms were present already, so whatever we have added we will have to subtract it. So minus alpha square minus alpha power 4. So this value will be 1 from this equation. So this is alpha plus alpha power square plus alpha power 4 plus 2 times. This value is minus 1 minus alpha square minus alpha power 4. From this equation you can see that this is also 0 and this is also 0. So when you equate this equals to 0, you will get this value as minus 1. Okay, so this is here. Okay, so if you solve it further, so you can see that this is minus 2 times this value, so this will come out to be minus alpha square minus alpha power 4, and this is minus 2. So now let's solve it further. So we get alpha plus alpha square plus alpha power 4 whole square, which is coming out to be minus alpha square minus alpha power 4 and minus 2. Okay, now shift all term to the left side. So alpha plus alpha square plus alpha power 4 whole square plus alpha plus alpha square plus alpha power 4 plus 2 equals to 0. So if I take this as t, so this is also t, so this will become t square plus t plus 2 equals to 0. Now solve this using quadratic formula. So this will be minus 1 plus minus under root 1 square is 1 minus 4 into a is 1 and c is 2 upon 2. So this is coming out to be minus 1 plus minus under root minus, this will be root 7i by 2. Okay, so finally we are getting alpha plus alpha square plus alpha power 4 equals to minus 1 by 2 plus minus root 7 by 2. As we have taken alpha as cos 2 pi by 7 plus I sine 2 pi by 7. So alpha square will be cos 4 pi by 7 plus I sine 4 pi by 7 plus this will be cos 8 pi by 7 plus I sine 8 pi by 7, which is equals to this value minus 1 plus minus under root 7i by 2 and by 2 here. Let's compare the real part and imaginary part. So what we will get, we will get cos 2 pi by 7 plus cos 4 pi by 7 plus cos 8 pi by 7, which is equals to minus half, and sine 2 pi by 7 plus sine 4 pi by 7 plus sine 8 pi by 7, which is equals to root 7 by 2. So this value was y and this value was x. So let's solve it further. We have to find the value of x square plus y square. Root 7 by 2 whole square plus half, this is minus half whole square. Okay, so this will comes out to be 7 by 4 plus 1 by 4, which is 8 by 4. So finally answer will be 2. So if I go by choices, so option 2 is the right option. Okay, now let's move to the next question. So in this question we have to find out this integral. So let's rewrite this integral as, so for this 1 plus sine x, I can write 1 as sine square x by 2 plus cos square x by 2 plus this sin x can be written as 2 sin x by 2 into cos x by 2 whole divided by 1 plus cos square cos x can be written as 2 cos square x by 2 minus 1 and here dx. So 1 and 1 gets cancelled out and this numerator part will become integral e to the power x. This is sin x by 2 plus cos x by 2 whole square divided by 2 cos square x by 2 dx. Okay, now when you solve it further, so half will come out of integral e to the power x. Now take cos x by 2 as common, so cos square x by 2 will get cancelled out and this will become tan x by 2 plus 1 whole square dx. Okay, now expand it, so this will be half integral e to the power x. In a bracket you will get tan square x by 2 plus 1 plus 2 tan x by 2 dx. Okay, so 1 plus tan square x is half integral e to the power x. This will become sec square x by 2 plus 2 tan x by 2 dx. Now let's solve it further. So on solving further, now half e to the power x, this will become sec square x by 2 dx. Okay, and when you multiply this half, and that was 2 tan x by 2, so this will become plus integral e to the power x tan x by 2 dx. Now take this as first term and this as second term and solve it. Do not solve this term. Okay, I'll tell you why. So this is integral e to the power x sec square x by 2 and this will become 1 plus, this will be plus tan x by 2 into integration of e to the power x is e to the power x, okay, minus this will be differentiation of tan x by 2. So this is sec square x by 2 and differentiation of x by 2 is half and integration of e to the power x is e to the power x dx plus c. Now this term and this term are equal, so it will get cancelled out. So final answer will be e to the power x tan x by 2 plus c. So if I go by choices, so option 4 is the right option. Now let's move to the next question. We have to find the particular solution of this equation. So here look at this term. So here particular solution will be, let's say a e to the power x. So y dash will be a e to the power x. Y double dash will be a e to the power x. Okay. Now since given equation is y double dash plus y dash plus 2y equals to e to the power x. Now put all these three values. So this will be a e to the power x plus a e to the power x plus 2a e to the power x equals to e to the power x. So this will become 4a e to the power x equals to e to the power x, which will get cancelled out and a will come out to be 1 by 4. So from here the particular solution will be 1 by 4. This is e to the power x. So option B is the right option. Now let's move to the next question. We have to find the Laplace transformation of cos at. So this is basically a formula, that is s upon s square plus a square when s is greater than 0. So this will be our answer. Now let's move to the last question of this mock test. Okay, so we have to find this double integral x y dx dy taken over the positive quadrant of this circle. So let's draw this circle. So this will have center at origin and radius a. So this point will be a comma 0 and this point will be 0 comma a. We have to find this area. Okay, so take a small strip and find out the area. So for that we have to find this integral. Okay, that is x y dx dy. So alternatively I can write it like that, 0 to limit for y will be 0 to under root a square minus x square. So this will be x y dy. Outside this will be dx and limit for x will be 0 to a So when you solve this integral, this is 0 to a, this will become xy square by 2, and in limit will go from 0 to a square minus x square dx. Okay, so solve it. So integral 0 to a x by 2 come out of this limit, and when you put a square minus x square, so this will become a square minus x square. Okay, and when you put 0, so this will be 0, so ultimately result will be this. Now take half out of integral 0 to a, this is a square x minus this will be x cube dx. Okay, let's solve it further. So we will get half, this will become a square x square upon 2 minus this will become x cube by 4. Limit will go from 0 to a. Okay, so half this will come out to a power 4 by 2 minus a power 4 by 4. Okay, so when you solve it further, half this will come out to a to the power 4 by 4. So finally this is a power 4 by 8. So this is your answer. So let's go by choices. So option B is the right option. Okay, so that's all from my side in this session. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Also subscribe to the channel. For more free resources, you can join our Telegram channel. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy.